everyone. Happy Saturday. Hello, hello, hello. Let's get in here and let's have some fun this morning. Saturday. Saturday's a great day. So, hmm, what's everybody doing on this Saturday? That's such a great day. How are you going to make it great? Let's come in and share what you're doing, share with a friend, let somebody know that this is happening so they can come in here and say hello to you and to all of us. So let me see. I'm going to do that myself. I'm going to just go in here and share the live. I know it's here because it tells me that I'm online. There we are. Catherine. Good morning, Catherine DeSante. And good morning, Deirdre. Thank you for sharing. Happy Saturday, everyone. All right, so we send it into some of the groups. Normally, I would be playing music while I do this, but Facebook is being persnickerdy. I like that word. I don't like what they're doing, but I like that word. They're threatening people, and it's never good to threaten people, but we're behaving. We're not playing any music right now. We are going to bring Leo on, though, to sing his song to us. Kathy Caputo, there you are. I see you. All right. Trying to find my groups so I can put it into the ones that our P's are in. Okay, guess not. All right. I shared it. Did you share it? And if you did, thank you for doing so. Hello, Suzanne Millard. Hi, Kathy Hand. Welcome, welcome, welcome on this Saturday morning, everyone. Annie7. Hi, darling. Oh, good for you, Deirdre. Sharing time with your pride, peeps. Good morning, Sally De La Rosa. All right, it's Saturday. Saturday. Dance to the music. Let's go into our hearts and do the heart brain coherence and get our heart dancing and our brain dancing because we feel the love. That's what happens when you feel love. You just want to dance. You just want to enjoy that moment of feeling wonderful and being blessed. So, Andrea, good morning. Good morning, Auntie Jean. Thank you for being here this morning. All right, hand on the heart. We're going to slow down the breathing. Take it in slow. Expand your lungs all the way. Let it really go down with a big old exhale after you fill your lungs. And repeat. Breathe in slowly. Fill the lungs. And then feel the love. Fill your lungs up with that beautiful love coming from the Creator. And exhale that out into the world. And one more time, take in a deep breath. And this time, remind yourself who you are. Who were you before everybody in the world started telling you who you were? You're a magnificent being of love and light. So tell yourself that. Remind yourself of your magnificence. Remind yourself of your worthiness. I am worthy. I am enough. I am amazing. I am so loved. I am beautiful. I am joy. I am peace. Ah, thank you, thank you, thank you for being here this morning. What a great, amazing family we have. Absolutely amazing. So, what's going on in your world on Saturday? Mine's going to be a fun Saturday. I'm so looking forward to this day. I'm here in Florida with my Florida peeps. We had a little get together last night. I got to see our Ricky and Josie, Ricky the Pirate, and Linda Lemieux came down and joined us for dinner. That was a real treat. So, yeah, it was a beautiful time together. And I can't wait for more of those as I come into where you all are and just sit with people and laugh together, share together. Erica Hoppy, good morning to you, my dear. Thank you for being here this morning. Annie Seven, waking up, drinking coffee, and studying for the next chapter next week. Good for you. Take your time and enjoy the day doing that. That sounds great. The more you can relax as you're studying, the more is going to stay with you. It'll stick in your brain because you're relaxed and you're not fighting it, you're not resisting it. Kathleen, you saw the picture of us as we got together. Yes, we had so much fun. Okay, Sally's got some good news to share. She says, I shared it to 3 locations, got some great news yesterday, and thought I'd share a little. After a slow period since Christmas, many stores have closed here. We were a bit worried. Gave it up to the angels and received 2 letters. My student loans were forgiven in its entirety, and they are sending any monies paid back to me. So happy. That is awesome. Congratulations, Sally. Yay, yay, yay. Let's keep that good news flowing. Let me put that up there to share your gratitude. Here we go. So this is what we need right now is more angel stories, more things that are a blessing in our life to show other people that, there's so much good happening in the world. We always focus on what's going wrong. The media is always putting that out there. I wish there was a good news channel that only showed the good, only good things that are happening in the world. Sally, you'd be on that channel right now. And there's so many things, you guys. Every moment, there is something to be grateful for. Some blessing that comes our way. Somebody all of a sudden just gives us a gift, whether it's money or an item, anything that we didn't have that blesses our lives. And that's a miracle. That's something to celebrate and be happy about. So, yes, let's share. What is it? What's that thing that you want to share with us today that will lift us all up and see the joy in every moment? Oh, Sally's sharing my gratitude for the angels in our lives. Yes, yes, indeed. I'm going to read the message that they gave us last night. I'm so grateful for those angels. So very grateful that they work in our lives and help us and guide us. And that's what the message was all about. Kathleen, waiting for your handyman to get here to undo something Miss Fix-It did, thinking she was fixing something, but instead made it worse. Well, that's right. As Kathy said, you tried, and it's better to have tried. All right, so let me see. Now, the title for last night's message from the angels is I would like to phone a friend, please. Do y'all remember that show, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? I used to watch that because it was fun. So, all right, so the quote is very often a change of self is needed more than a change of scene. And that was said by A.C. Benson. On the game show, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? You have options to help you answer the questions, and those options are known as lifelines. One possible lifeline is, quote, phone a friend. So many times in my life, I have used my lifeline to call out to the angels. It may be hard to believe, but I used to be more stubborn than I am now. I used to try to figure things out on my own without asking for help or listening to those who had a good idea. I noticed that I rebelled against suggestions because of the way it was presented. If I hear, quote, you have to, I am going to immediately shut that out as a possibility. In a lifetime of listening to the angels, I have not heard them say, even one time, quote, you have to, as they gave me guidance. And Auntie Jean, I just was reading this and I was thinking, I am so glad that Jean's not on here with me right now. I see you laughing. Jean thinks I'm the most stubborn person in the world. So, anyway, dear angels, I find it fascinating how well meaning friends and family members always know best. I don't even know at all times what is best for me. I do, however, know that when I use a lifeline to reach out to you, I am going to be met with wise words of guidance that do not involve have tos. Dear ones, you do have all the answers inside of you. We simply remind you to turn inward and connect with whatever that is which you are seeking. Everybody needs help at times. Lifelines can be different for everyone, and it's important to identify what works best for you during difficult times. It's also important to remember that reaching out for help is not a sign of weakness, but rather a sign of strength and resilience. It's okay to ask for help when we need it. When you phone us, we will never try to force or coerce you to do something. We simply guide you to look inside first, where all knowledge exists, and then see how that sits with you. So many times you have already reached a conclusion about which direction to take, and you simply want confirmation. If we answer your question in a confrontational, forceful way that is disrespectful to you, instead, we help you consider your options and then fill into the answer inside of you. We encourage you to pay attention to the lifelines you are using to get guidance in life. Please ensure that those lifelines have your best interest at all times. Only then can you receive the best solution to your question. We always come from the philosophy, if it doesn't feel right to you, then it's not right for you. Dear angels, thank you. Today I promise to always feel into my solutions and let my intuition and the divine lead me to the best solution to any questions. I loved that message from them. I loved how they clarified that they're never going to demean us or act like they're superior to us because they're not. The angels are not superior, they're equal to us. They just have this vast access to everything that is, and they're able to tune in to us and what's going on and help guide us gently but firmly sometimes. But they never say, you have to do it this way, Teri. You got to do this. I have never, as I have listened to them my whole life, I have never heard them use that terminology. And they said they never will because they don't force us to do anything or try to force us to do anything. Nobody can make us do anything that we're not comfortable doing and that we don't agree to. So I'd love to hear your thoughts about what the angels said to us last night. Kathy says, last night I reached out to Suzanne, but I wasn't looking for answers, just empathy. Suzanne has wise words that are probably inside of me too. So listening to her is like being wrapped in a warm blanket. She's been through a lot in this lifetime, and I hear the wisdom in her voice. Kathy, that's so awesome. I love that. So who do you all turn to? You don't have to put their name, but is it a close friend? Is it a wise family member? Is it a pastor or a spiritual person, a reverend that you go to? Who do you turn to when you have those questions and you're sometimes we're blocking it because we are not confident enough in listening to our own higher self. And so we look for confirmation or we look for just that word that's going to resonate inside of us to help us look at something differently, help to look at it with a new pair of eyes. And that's what I do when I coach, when I work with people and they have questions or they have a certain part of their life that maybe needs a little tweaking or needs a little uh, juggle, like, okay, I don't know how to do this, so I'm trying to figure it out, but I can't. Then we look at it together, and I come from an outside perspective that is not really invested in what's going on. So I can look at it and not have any emotional attachment to it. And sometimes that's what we need. We need somebody that's not emotionally attached to our outcome to say, oh, well, it looks like you could do this, or maybe you can try that. When you're helping somebody, it really is best to approach it that way instead of, oh, you have to do this. Oh, girl, you got to do that. That's a lot different than asking, well, have you considered that you can do it this way? Have you considered this possibility? So it's just a gentle way of helping somebody, letting them know you care, letting them know how much you love them. And at the same time, you're not telling them they have to do something or they have to do it a certain way, because that's just being forceful and aggressive. Okay. Annie 7 says, I feel the angels are working for our greatest and highest good, and I believe that angelic presence in all of us. We certainly all have access to it, Annie. That's why they were created. The angels are a gift to all of us. Whatever is needed, what if we need healing, we can call on them. All healing comes from the inside. So the healing angels, such as Raphael, Melchizedek, all the ones that work with bringing the energy up in us and help us to heal, that's what they're doing, because we do the healing ourselves on the inside. And let's see what other comments we've got. Uh, Annie says, I go to you, Teri Angel, and Kathleen Caputo sometimes for great wisdom. Yeah, so you choose and you're drawn to reach out to those who you know are not going to judge, not going to criticize, but that are just going to be there and to help you to work through whatever it is. Oh, Auntie Jean, I love that. Jean says, my heavenly Father is who I talk to, and my angels, heavenly and earthly. I love that because, yes, there are earth angels, and there's many earth angels in my own life that I talk to. Annie says, I'm learning a lot, Teri Angel, from you in how to give guidance. Yes, it's all about listening. If somebody comes to us and they have an issue, they have something going on, you just listen. If you listen and observe what's happening, the words are there. Your higher self is bringing through a nudge of what you should say. And then you just say it gently. You say it with love, not with any kind of force or thinking that you're better or you know better. None of us knows what's best for anybody else. We can only give that guidance that we would want to hear. I don't want to hear myself say, "Oh, Teri, you got to do this." It's like, well, why don't you consider doing this? Do you see the difference? Do you see that flavor and how it's so loving and it's so inviting? All right, let's see what else we got. Um, Kathleen says, Teri, you recently confirmed something I was feeling, but needed confirmation that I was correct about a medication. Yeah, I don't give medical advice, but I do have the ability to tune in if something's going on and just ask the angels to give some words about what's going on with people and with especially treatments that you're taking in whatever form that looks like, and help you to see inside of you, is this right? Is this right for me? You know that I'm going to Orlando tomorrow, and the purpose for that is this big celebration. I have had a kidney transplant. I had it 48 years ago. But what I'm really celebrating is that I listened to my intuition and my guidance all those years ago, and I knew that I wasn't supposed to be on all that medication that they told me I had to take the rest of my life. That's when I first learned how to really tune into my body, to hear what my body was saying. And when I coach people, I don't give them medical advice, but I do teach them how to do that, how to tune into their own gut instincts and how to do confirmations, how to do muscle testing. That's a huge thing. If you all don't know it, it is so huge. And I'd like to do another class on it because I use something very specific and it works every time. Sally says, question. We had someone come into the center and tried to beat us with fear into paying her big money to remove negative energies from us, and then targeted 2 more stores to get money from. How does this feel to you? That feels really creepy to me and not good. And I got just these chills that are not good chills. They're just like, oh, step away from that energy. You know, um, we all have the ability to clear an energy field. We all do. And there shouldn't be this huge charge attached to it if somebody has asked you to help them. Sometimes I will ask for money if I have to travel to a person's home because there is expense there. And so they donate to the Peace on Earth tour. But clearing an energy field, that's something that, if we care about somebody, then we go in and we help them. Or if we see that there's something going on, just clear it. But don't take advantage of other people. And especially don't take advantage of other people in their low moments when there may be something happening. And, you coerce them with fear. No, Sally, that doesn't feel good at all. And Kathy, what'd you write to me, darling? The the new counselor I met with, Daniel, had me look at the situation in my family in a different way. Aw, never thought I would like or appreciate a male as a counselor, but this guy's really good. He had his doggie with him and a salt lamp in his background, and I felt a real connection. Never had a good experience with other therapists. You were guided there. Kathy, you had so much support in doing this. You had all of us, your whole family. And so, of course, the angels were going to take you to the exact perfect one that you were supposed to be at. I'm so happy that that happened. Annie says, I'm so Southern. I'm learning gentleness and love and thanking God for it. Yeah. Just being more gentle with yourself and then extending that out and being more gentle with other people. That's what's needed in all of our lives. And Sally says she claimed to be a shaman but wouldn't look us in the eyes. That's a huge sign. That's a really huge sign. The eyes are the windows to the soul. That's a very, very true statement. If you can't look somebody in the eye when you're talking to them, then what's up with that? Why can't you connect on that soul level? So if somebody's not connecting, then there's a purpose, there's a reason that they're not. And Sally says, that is what we believe is the right thing to do. Yeah. And yeah, Jean L'Oreal, it sounds like she has a dark side. Yeah. And Sally said the worst part was they used Tony's illness against me to create a fear, telling me that Tony would not be alive within the year. She would be gone. Oh, darling. Yeah, there's just protect yourself from that energy. Oh, I don't have a good enough grasp to teach revision yet. I'm working on it. But if it were me, I'm not giving you advice, but I'm just stating, if it was me in this situation, I would use Neville Goddard's teaching of revision, and I would change the energy around what happened there with that person. And I would go in and see it the way I wanted it to happen, and see yourself just saying, no, thank you. Thank you for coming in and sharing with me. Thank you for letting me see there is a dark side to people that supposedly are spiritual. I'll put that in air quotes. But no, thank you. And standing in your divine authenticity and your divine authority to do that. So there is a way, Sally, to clear that energy field, and I'll share it with you. I'm going to teach it, but I'm not quite there yet. I'm working on the agenda for a class that I will hold on revision. And Sally, you're clearing the place. Yes, well, that's important too, to get that energy cleared out. But in your own mind, inside of you, you can go in and clear that interaction that you had with her. Oh, you're so welcome. Christina, hello. Christina is grateful that I finally got through to a power company that a bill did not get paid, was not mine, and should have been transferred to another name 2 years ago. It showed up on a credit check. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's a good point, Christina, about checking to see what is on your credit report, because sometimes there are mistakes there. Sometimes there are things that are not yours. Credit reports run off of your social, and so sometimes there can be a mistake when a company or something puts in a number by mistake, and it might be on your credit report. I know when I have been attached to a partner and we've had credit together, there's still some of that's on my credit report. So, yeah, just go ahead and check. You have a free one. Did y'all know you can get a free credit report every year? You can. I'm not attached to any of these people, but I think it's freecreditreport.com or something. Google it. You'll find it. And you can see what's on your credit report that may be affecting you from getting things that you want to get. So, Christina, thank you. Thank you for sharing that this morning, because it can help us all be more aware. And awareness is the key, right? If we want to move forward in life, we can't go forward with our eyes closed. Sometimes we really have to see things as they are. And I know in the past, mine has been so terrible with things that have happened. I've had houses that have gone into foreclosure. I've had houses that I gave back to the bank and said, I can't do this anymore. Come and get the house. So things like that stay on your credit report for years. So you need to know what's there that's affecting you. Okay, Sally, you did that yesterday. Credit report is looking good. Awesome. Suzanne, is there a particular book you can recommend of Neville Goddard? What I'll recommend is, if you use Kindle, there is a Kindle that has, I don't even know, so many of his teachings, and it does have revision in it. So I can put that in a link to it in the group later on for you all to see if you want to get that, because it's really, really good. And Neville was so beyond his time. What he teaches is amazing and powerful, and it works. It works. I've been doing this now. I've been studying Neville for probably a year now, but I've really been immersing into his teachings for the last couple of months and manifesting. That's what it's all about, is when we clear our energy and we get rid of the have tos and we get to the get tos, and we show gratitude and we just see ourselves worthy of having whatever it is that we want, then it's like awesome. Things show up. When I did the ladder exercise, and that's such a huge way to start, is with that ladder exercise. Ladders show up physically, in pictures, in movies. They show up everywhere. So, and he says, if you can manifest a ladder, you can manifest $1 million. And I fully believe that. You're welcome, Suzanne. Thank you for asking. And Kathy says, how is everyone's weather this weekend? We're expecting really high winds and rain. I'm a little nervous, but will just keep myself busy with cleaning. All right, cancel, clear, delete that nervousness, Kathy, because when you go into that energy of not wanting something, you're focused on the something instead of the joy and the happiness and the peace. Focus more on peace and call that to you a peaceful experience. There were some really bad winds yesterday, and there was some tornadoes, I believe, out west. I know my darling Ruth sent me a message and said, do you know what's happening here? Please pray. So yesterday was a prayer day for the people affected by the high winds out west, Kathy. So yeah, stay in your heart and stay calm. And Christina says, yeah, good idea to check on your credit report. I'd done a favor by trusting a couple of folks to help start out. I was told it was handled, but it wasn't. Not everyone is honest. Yeah, well, you always have to just go with your gut and just check. Just check on things and make sure that everything is working perfectly, as our Marietta says, right? Everything is working perfectly. And yes, praying for Kathy, for anyone who is in that situation where there might be some bad weather coming in. Boy, has this been a time of bad weather, hasn't it? The whole winter. I was telling somebody last night, I froze my butt off this winter because it just kept coming, kept getting worse and worse. Auntie Jean says, I do like Elmer's videos on YouTube because for me, I need some help with Neville. There's a couple of people that I recommend if you're going to look up Neville on YouTube. One of them is Elmer, and his last name is Locker, Locker. Can somebody type that in, please? Elmer Locker Jr. And Elmer has quite a legacy in his ancestry of someone that was close to Neville and in his inner circle. And he fully understands what Neville is teaching. And he goes through some of the teachings, some of the written books that Neville wrote, and he explains what it's all about. The other one is called Brian, Brian Scott. And both of these men, and I love that it's men teaching Neville, not that I have anything against a woman teaching it, but there's just such a great energy there. It just feels, to me, it feels Christ-like, because Neville was very much teaching about Jesus and about how to live in that Christ mentality and that Christ consciousness. Thank you, Jean Loriot. Those are the two men that really have a grasp on Neville and can help you to understand it better. Sally says, thunderstorms and into some snow. To the snow? Come on, it's April. Happy April, everybody. So Sally's going to start out with snow on this April, and then rain later today. Tornadoes where my mom is, though. Yeah, there's lots of spinning going on with the energy right now. And Marietta says EIWP, even if we don't understand why. I love that. That is called trust, isn't it? Trust and faith. And Marietta, where are you? Where are you and darling Ed and the kids on Sweet Dreams? Are you cruising up the waterways? I hope you're having a great time. I think about you every day, and I wonder, where in the world is our Marietta right now? All right, Jean said, you've had very high winds as well. Wow. Well, at least it's staying away from where I'm at right now and here in Florida. And this celebration that we're doing tomorrow is outside. So pray that it does stay away. Catherine DeSante, I'm so glad you're here. Please pray for calmness, peace, and resolution to financial and other life-changing issues. We certainly will, Catherine. We're going to go into our prayers really soon. I want to first get to the tiny book. And Kathy Hand said, it's funny, the weather during the winter was mild. We barely had snow or even ice. So I'm guessing we're in for a bit of turbulent spring weather. Yeah. And Suzanne, I was supposed to take Luna to Jillian's on Monday. I'll meet her halfway in Illinois. A couple of things happened that are out of my control, and I postponed the trip. This morning, I read that the area was hit by tornadoes last night. That's one of the miracles I'm talking about, Suzanne. When we get the hit to not do something or to do something, that's the angels nudging us and guiding us. And thank God you listened to that intuition. You listened to that nudge. So I'm so happy that you're safe and praying for safety where all those tornadoes did happen. They touched down last night. Kathy says, I believe my mom used to have a book from Neville Goddard. That name is awfully familiar. Wish I could have received it. They're out there. His books are available for anybody who can find them and cherish what his teachings were. It is miraculous. Marietta, you're in South Carolina. Well, I'm hoping you're safe where you are. No high winds, nothing to disturb the trip that you're on, this beautiful journey that you're taking. Okay, so Auntie Jean says page 50 in the tiny book of angel messages. Let's see what page 50 holds for us today as a message. Whoa, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 messages on page 50. You hit a gold mine there, Auntie Jean. So let's see. What do you want to hear between 1 and 6? Message 3. Thank you, Sally. Oh, well, it's just going to tell you what I've already told you on this show today. You have all the answers inside, but sometimes you cannot see the cheat sheet because you're overthinking it. Just follow the simple, easy flow of energy and enjoy the blessings that are waiting there for you. How perfect. See, the angels wanted us to hear it again, didn't they? You have all the answers inside. Really feel that. Take that in. If you have to write it down, and just know without a doubt. So now they have confirmed it for us. That's our confirmation that what we were talking about earlier is so true, that inside of us is everything we need to know. In our DNA, we have all the knowledge, and it's just a matter of tapping into that and remembering it. Kathy, or call a friend, phone a friend. I see some amens and some loving it's. Indeed. I think this is exactly what we needed to hear today, that we have all knowledge. We have the ability to heal ourselves. We have the ability to be there for others in a compassionate, loving way, to bring that guidance through for whatever is needed in any situation. And Kathy says, sometimes a good friend will say the answer that you already have inside of you. Absolutely. And that comes from the higher self, Kathy. That's where all that guidance comes from, is being tapped into the higher self. Kathy wanted number 5. So let me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. Stop complicating everything and taking it all so seriously. That's another thing we needed to hear today, wasn't it? So those 2 messages are very powerful. We have all the answers inside. Just relax and let it come out. Stop overthinking it, and then stop complicating everything. That's the overthinking part. And stop taking it all so seriously, because life's too short, you guys. Life is way too short to be anxious and panicky and depressed and upset and angry. Why are we wasting precious moments on that kind of energy when we can be in the energy of joy? We can be in the energy of a life well led, a life that we're going to live a legacy that somebody's going to say, that person touched my life. That person helped me to see me in a different way. You know, when I think of my friend Tina that just left her body a couple of days ago, that's exactly what she did. She helped me see me as beautiful. She was a photographer. She took all of my profile pictures and many other pictures of me and her and others. She helped you, when she interacted with you, to just see your magnificence. We all have that power. If we let go of that veil that's keeping us focused on what's wrong, what's bad, what's going on that's not perfect in our world, and we go into the attitude, as Marietta has taught us, everything is working perfectly. We may not like what we're seeing in any given moment. May not be thrilled at something that's showing up for us, but we can go into the energy of everything is working perfectly. There's a purpose, there's a reason for this happening. And then we go into the gratitude, finding one thing to be grateful for, and that lifts our vibration, where we're able to tune in to spirit. We're able to say, oh, why don't you try this? Why don't you consider this? And when you do that, you're leaving that legacy for another person. Like Suzanne is leaving a legacy for Kathy of being there, being a dear friend, reaching out in love and answering in love. We all have that capability. Once we lose that blanket of heaviness, that nothing is working perfectly. So just do the opposite. Everything is working perfectly. And stop overthinking and fretting and worrying and being anxious. Okay, Sally said, definitely needed to hear that one today. So thanks, Kathy. That was a great one. And Jean Loriot, who picked the page. Kathy says, a good friend is an earth angel. I know we can always ask our angels But sometimes it's just nice to have a tangible friend. Sometimes that friend is the observer when we have blinders on, when we can't see peripherally that there is sunshine, even though right now it's raining in our world. A friend can say, hey, I'm over here. The sun's bright. Look over this way. So, yeah, absolutely. I agree with you, Kathy. That friend is somebody who you will never forget. All right. So, any prayer requests? We had one already. Anybody else have anything going on? We're lifting up our Catherine DeSantis today. And anyone else that wants us to lift you or your family members, your loved ones, or any place in the world. I think when Ruth shared with me yesterday, it was Iowa that was getting hit with the tornadoes and the high winds, and parts of Colorado as well. So let's just lift any place that we know is susceptible to the elements right now. Yes, thank you, Sally. Prayers for those who felt the wrath of the storms yesterday. And our darling Deirdre is with us today. I love your prayer, Deirdre. And we miss you when you're not here giving us that beautiful touch to remember to pray for all humans, for Gaia, for world peace, and for attention to human trafficking. That's always in our prayers. Thank you for that. Okay, so let's go into our hearts. Let me just find the one I want to have up there. For you to type in your prayer request if you have anything. Putting it in the comments means that we're able to see it and add it to our grids and add it to the long prayer list that we pray for everyone. Okay, so we're remembering Bob today, that he'll be able to get his insulin. Yes, thank you, Kathy, for that. All right, so let's just take a moment. We have a few moments left. Thank you so much for being here and for being the loving, loving family that you are. So breathe into your heart and breathe that back out. And this time when you breathe into your heart, add in love, add in compassion, care. Just hold that energy of wanting everything to work perfectly in everyone's world, wanting a world that works for us all. We're all different, we're all unique. So we ask that everyone can find a way to get along. Everyone can find that peace in your heart, knowing that you're doing your very best. You're putting out positive vibrations. You're dropping all of the angers, all of the isms, any criticism of anyone, any judgment. Just drop all of that right now and focus fully and totally on love and care and compassion. Now breathe in again. Feel your heart center open up and expand. See all those chambers that are in your high heart, not your physical heart, but your high heart has chambers and areas just like your heart does. And let's just go into those chambers. We can do this visually in our mind. Everyone knows what a door looks like. We've all seen doors in our life. So envision in your high heart, where your spiritual connection is, that there are doorways. Some of those doors are open. Some of them are closed tight. Some of them are closed and locked. So let's just see what's there. Just visualize right now in your own heart. And what does that door look like? Do the clearing. I'm clearing right now as As I'm speaking, it's coming up. What does the door look like that you're seeing? When you visualize it, is it open? Does it maybe need some help getting open? What kind of doorknob is on it? Or is there a doorknob? Really see this. If you want to type it out in words, sometimes that helps to make it more real for you, and you can do that. But in your heart chamber, there's all these areas. There's areas of connecting to love, unconditional love. There's areas of something hidden, our shadow side. What's in there? Is that door closed or is it open, allowing all that energy to filter out? If you find a door that's closed, maybe locked or maybe stuck, just stand by the door and feel into your intuition. Ask what's on the other side of that door. Is this something that you need to pay attention to? Is it something that contains memory imprints that maybe weren't so good as they happened in your life and didn't bring you a good experience? But they're hanging out with you inside of your heart. They're creating an energy of dankness and darkness. You can clear that. We all have the ability to shift energy. So if you want to go through that door, ask for the protection of Archangel Michael. Ask Michael to go through the door with you. Ask Michael to open that door for you if that door is to be opened. So as you stand in front of your doors, you'll have different experiences because we're all different. But what does your door have? What's it have there for you? Do you knock on the door? Or do you just turn that doorknob? And what does that look like? Do you have to turn it? Is it round? Is it one that you flip up and down? Or do you just push against the door to open it? You're having your own experience as we're together, and we all feel the energy because we're all connected. So if there's something that's going on that needs to be cleared, you're clearing it for yourself first in your human experience. But on a higher level, you're clearing it for the collective. You're changing the energy that's happening in the collective soup of all energy that exists. So when you're ready in your own time, you don't have to even do it now. You can do it later. Just choose if you're going to open the door, if you're going to clear whatever was there and change the script. Change it in your mind. It doesn't mean the experience didn't happen. It doesn't mean you're diminishing the impact that that experience had on your life, but you're changing the energy. And this is so important. If we want to move forward, the best that we can be, leaving a legacy of love, a legacy of hope, of inspiration, then this needs to be cleared so that we can do that. So if you entered a doorway and you encountered something other than light and love, just say, only love and light is welcome here. I love you. I thank you for being part of my life experience. Thank you for the lesson learned. And now I release you with love. I let you go as I am now ready to have a great experience with whatever that was, knowing that I learned, I grew, my soul grew from this experience. Let it be a teacher for you going forward. And just clear that room Clear of anything at all. Make sure you look under the rug. Make sure you look in corners. Don't let anything linger. Totally and fully clear the energy that's there. Letting it go with love. Not forcing anything. There's no have to. You're just standing firm in who you are as a spirit being. You're using your divine authority and your divine authenticity. And you're speaking truth. You're speaking love into your own spiritual heart. That there's no room for anything other than love. I feel a great clearing has happened here. All of that stuff I felt that was stuck somewhere in somebody's heart, it just feels gone now. I'm able to talk without having to clear my throat. And if there's more, there we go. If you're aware of more, let it come out. Just clear it. If you need to cough, clear your throat, yawn. Any way you need to move that energy, then do so. But make sure you move it. Don't just close the door and turn your head away from it. Don't go into denial that it's there. Just release. Release anything that you don't need. Release everything that's holding you back. I want you to soar. I want you to be so happy that your feet don't touch the ground. You're constantly jumping for joy and dancing and being happy. That's what my desire is for you. I want us all to be in that high vibration energy. And it's possible when you release what's tying you down, what's tethering you to that 3D world. You are so beautiful. You are so loved. So when you decide to clear your energy, you'll feel such a peace. And I'm feeling that peace now. I'm feeling the love that's here. And let's share that love. Let's first lift up all the prayer requests. Anybody that has anything going on that we need to lift up, just do that now. Just send love over everything that's going on, whether it's weather related, illness related, emotionally related, whatever it is. Just send love and pray for the very best experience. God knows what's needed. We don't see the bigger picture. Sometimes we do have those blinders on. But just bring it to the Master and leave those prayer requests. We're not attached to the outcome. We're attached to just giving love and releasing, just like we release the energy in our heart. And now let's turn our attention to each other. So, we do this every day. It's called the heart telephone, and we just share love with each other. So just envision there's somebody beside of you. Hold their hand or put your arm around them. And on the count of 3, 2, 1, thank you. I love you. I love you all so dearly, so completely. Every one of you, no exception. You're in my heart. You're what keeps me going day after day, coming in here and just making sure that everything's okay as we do our check-ins. And if it's not, then we stick you in that prayer circle and we all wrap our arms of love around you. So thank you, thank you, thank you for showing up today for you and for each other. And tell somebody today, just tell one person, I am so grateful for you. I love you. I thank you. I bless you for being a part of my life. And I see all of your thank you, I love yous. Look at these beautiful words. Thank you, I love you, Rochelle. Thank you for coming in and being with us. Thank you, I love you from Kathy, from Suzanne, from Mama Hada Bear. And big announcement tomorrow, Auntie Jean Lorio is going to be at the controls for the afternoon cup of tea. Yes, it will take place, you guys. So don't forget to come in and support Auntie Jean and her sidekick, Kathleen Caputo. Yes, Mama Hada Bear will be here in person doing the afternoon cuppa. And Kathleen has asked for us to remember Bill Coutron into the prayers, her neighbor who's having spinal surgery on Monday. And Kathy, there's so much love for you, praying for everything to come to fruition, for the insulin to show up. Danielle, hi, sweet one. Oh, Marietta said, my heart opening is like a gate. It is never closed. I can always see within when I see with God's vision. I love that. And Kathy, we're definitely praying for you and your whole family. Wrapping the P family in love. I love that. Marietta reminding us to smile because spirit magnifies incredible, loving energy. Smile often. And Jennifer Langren, hello. I see you sneaked in there during the prayer time. Thank you for being here. Leo, I'm hoping to get to see you, Leo. I'm going to come down to Fort Lauderdale Monday, so let me know if you're available for me to see you. That's right. It's party time tomorrow. So come in for the afternoon cuppa. Auntie Jean is going to have some cards, you guys. Hint, hint. And Auntie Jean says, I'm the sidekick. All right. So let's get out of here. Let's get on with this beautiful day we have ahead of us. Stay in your heart. Stay blessed. That's the words I always like to leave you with. So let me find those. There we go. Stay in your heart and stay blessed. Keep that connection alive in your heart. Clear out anything doesn't need to be there. Any low vibration, just get rid of it and say, thank you. I love you, but goodbye. And let that vibration release for it to be transmuted into beautiful, positive energy. I love you all so much. I will see you later. Namaste, y'all. Bye, everyone. So much love.